What's up, everybody? Welcome to the stream. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Unfortunately, we just got the news about Kiely Rodni just a bit ago. Looks like they did recover her and the car at the Prosser Creek Reservoir. So we will look into that. I don't know much details. I just kind of was doing finishing up a second video and just kind of saw the latest tweet, and I knew that Adventures with Purpose has been out there since Friday. They kind of started at Donner Lake, and then they kind of worked their way around to Boca Reservoir. And then if you guys caught my last video, they said that they were gonna go from Boca to the Stampede Reservoir. Let's pull up Google Earth here so you guys can see here, and then we'll look at the tweet. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Obviously, this is not a live show that I was hoping for. At least the family has answers. So let me pull this up here just a second here. So pull that up so we can find it here. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Just give me a second. So it looks like they found it right at Prosser Creek. Let's read the first article I saw, and then we'll kind of look at, cause, yeah, Ventures with Purpose is the real deal. They've got special equipment that I guess you would think that, you know, law enforcement and whoever else was helping them on the first week or whatever would have the same type of equipment. These guys, obviously they've solved over 23 cold cases in the last 3 years alone. So it just kind of shows, they've, you know, got a great system, and are really good at clearing bodies of water, obviously. So here is Ventures with Purpose. So car is upside down in only 14 inches of water. 14 feet, excuse me, sorry, 14 feet, I'm sorry. It's been a long night, trust me. 14 feet of water, wow. We have confirmed Kiely is inside. Family notified law enforcement on their way. Prosser Lake, only a few hundred yards from the campground. More updates to follow. So we'll go look at their Twitter here in a minute. Yeah, sad for Kiely. I feel terrible. At least the family does have answers. Go to their thing here. Let's see. Anything else that they got? Just that for right now. 14 inches of water. And it's crazy because we just did a live show less than a week ago, and we'll watch that video in a little bit again. But I had made the point that there was 12 major bodies of water, but of course she was just in that creek. Now there still could maybe be foul play involved. We don't know that. So, but at least they found her and the car. 14 feet of water upside down. And so let's go take a look at the map here. And only 100 yards from land. So let's do kind of a quick little estimate here. Just kind of gauge. No, I want the circle. I'm gonna clear those. So that's what, about 100 yards. I mean, it's not the best one, but it's a little bit better. But that's kind of the estimated how far she was into the water. So that's not that far, sadly. Just only under 100 yards away. And yeah, I know. Now everybody's gonna be asking, why didn't they find Kiely the first time? Obviously, they were out there that first week. Sadly, I don't know. This makes you wonder, but at least now they have some answers. But go back to Twitter real quick. But yeah, we did a live show less than a week ago, just kind of talking about the scenario of driving into the water, and we'll kind of watch that here in a bit, just because I think it's for those that may not know what to do, because I'm 39, and I was taught that there's a lot of things that we were taught back in the day that are all false now, that have as far as when you drive a vehicle into water. And I was taught that to let the car fill up with water and then try to open the door. And the other thing was to hit the middle of the window with your elbow, and because apparently the middle is supposed to be the weakest spot, but all of that's been proven false now over the years. And so we'll have to look at that video, because it was very interesting. I think it's very educational, especially for this. A terrible way to go. Yeah, the water must not be clear. Looks like, yeah, that's what they say. Prosser Creek. Let me see if there's anything. Like I said, this is just barely coming out, so it's going to be probably a bit. Let's see. Let's see if there's anything. So no major update. I'm sure they may probably have a press conference. I don't know if they'll have it today or not. This is 3 hours ago. I don't think this is. Let's see this one. Okay, so this is. Oh, thank you so much. Thanks for being the first one to bring the info to us. Yeah, thank you so much, Karina, for the support. I really appreciate you guys. Yeah, Jennifer, that's exactly. That's why I did the video, and that's why I did the educational video about getting out of the cars, because I mean, just with what we heard, from what little info we heard, that sounded like from what I'm trying to say is what little witnesses that we heard, that she had been seen heavily drunk. So it was a good possibility that she could have drove into one of these bodies of water. I was not expecting Prosser Lake. I would. It's kind of weird with all these people that were supposedly at the party. No one saw this. It's kind of weird. But and then plus you had other parties going on. It's so weird. Can't wait to find out exactly where this was at. But just kind of following with Adventures with Purpose, they said that they were at Donner Lake, and that was kind of like Friday evening. And then on, I believe, yesterday, they did some of these, I guess they call them ponds, but because she lives off Lost Trail Lodge, and so they checked some of these ponds, but they said they felt like they were too shallow for that. You'd probably most likely see a car kind of sticking out. So, but they did check some of these ponds, and then from the info I gathered, then they went to Boca, because I'm assuming they thought, well, since Prosser Creek was probably been searched. I had a feeling they would go to Prosser Creek eventually. I thought they would probably be the last place, and it could still have been, because when they were getting interviewed, they were at Boca Reservoir, and that was probably sometime earlier today. That's when the interview came out, and then it sounded like they said they were going to go to Stampede Reservoir, but I guess it would make sense that since Prosser Creek is a lot closer, instead of making a bigger trip, go to Prosser, and then then go to Stampede. So I'm assuming that's what they did here. So they probably went from Boca to Prosser Creek Reservoir. If anybody has any like links or anything, let me know, or info. It doesn't seem like there's too much out there other than that she was just upside down and in 41 feet of water, or 14 feet of water. I'll write that down. Yeah. Prayers for the Kiely's family and friends. May she rest in eternal peace. Yeah. I'm just so glad we got answers, because it was getting a little crazy. And I'm not going to get into specifics, but it was getting a little crazy the last couple of days, unfortunately. And I was really hoping we'd get some kind of answers, because, yeah, I'll just leave it at that. The main focus should always be on the missing people. Doxing other people and attacking other people. I think we should all come together, not, but just glad that the Adventures with Purpose, I'm sure it's a kind of a bittersweet day. Let's see, anything here on the latest here. Okay, so update on our efforts so far based on confidential information. Okay, this must be older. It says 45. Update on our efforts so far. This says 45 minutes. Okay, so this is old. This must have been from earlier today. Okay, 3 hours ago. Okay. So there still hasn't been really any other major updates. Let's see, Placer County's put anything out yet? So don't look like Placer County's got anything out yet. We can try. See if there's anything in here. So, car found upside down, 14 feet of water. We have confirmed Kiely is inside. Family notified. We will be on the scene for the rest of the day. We will have a live stream tomorrow. Okay, so live stream. So, Adventures with Purpose is going to do a live stream tomorrow. We will make an announcement as to what time later this afternoon. So, APW is going to do a live stream tomorrow, not sure what time yet, and they say thank you everyone for your support and donations in getting us here and to help Kiely and her family. So anything else here? That's about it. So that was 37 minutes ago. So yeah, I think there's still some. It's going to be a while before there's any kind of official statement, I'm assuming. Yeah, now the question is, how did nobody see it though? That's just so weird. With this big convoy leaving. It's just terrible to just everybody kind of leave, and then sadly she was just a little too inebriated and drove into the creek. So if the party was going on, okay, so the party was going on here. Let me kind of take a little deeper look into this real quick. So this is where the party was supposedly going on. Now they never really said where they. I mean, she like in the interview with Sami, she just kind of does this with her hand. Says, "Yeah, they're kind of parked here," and I think she might even said that we were parked here, inferring that Kiely. So this is where the sanctuary party's at. So, and it's kind of weird because this area here looks pretty shallow, but I'm assuming this is. You had another. There was another party that apparently was going on, like a Hispanic party. They said going on, but they didn't say exactly where. But they did say it was at Prosser Creek Reservoir. So you had that one going on, and then you have this witness that was camping at Lakeside Campground, and they're the ones that saw the convoy arrive at 9:30 p.m. and then leave at 12:30 a.m. So I'm assuming, and this is kind of where like the normal official, where you've got the paved road and everything. I would think somebody would probably been here camping as well, assuming. So my guess is she went into the water somewhere here. I mean, maybe even in here. I mean, she could have. I mean, it could have been anywhere, but just assuming that she's drunk. It's just so weird how she would have gotten in there. Unless you just kind of inebriated, and maybe this was, I don't know. It's so strange. Let's take a look. How wide that is. So that's only 139 yards across. That is so weird. Thank you, Deborah Ann, so much. Welcome. Thank you so much for becoming a member. Sorry, guys. I am super tired. I was just watching stuff all last night, and how does a car flat like hers roll on flat ground? So it's actually a common thing, and we'll watch the video that I played in our other live. Like I said, it's very educational. And it's very interesting. But it's actually it's pretty common for a car to actually flip up. For some reason, they tend to roll. And yeah, we just like I said, we did a live show last week, just kind of talking about the scenario of her going into one of these bodies of water. And we'd watched that Adventures with Purpose. It's Adventures with Purpose that kind of did an updated video of what to do in a situation if you drive in there. And like I said, it's quite fascinating. So maybe we'll look at that here in a bit, because I think everybody, there's a tool that they sell, and I think everybody should get it, because especially if you live by a body of water. Yeah, on the drone footage. Yeah, we'll take a look at that. Let's skip over to the drone footage here. So that was with Steve. There he is. And yeah, shout out to Steve. Amazing guy. Went out there on his own time and money, and was searching for poor Kiely, and was out there flying his drone. So looks like, okay, so he went to Coldstream. Let's find the one that so that's Coldstream. That's Cold Creek. So that is, so here's a picture of Prosser. It's just, it's what a shame to know that she was in here upside down somewhere the whole time. Okay, here we go. Now, if you see these little bubbles, I'm assuming this is some kind of fish doing that. Because you do see that often. This one's a short one. This is not the long one. Does look like you can kind of see something right there, though, but I think that's just a fish. What's up, Carolee? Okay, 1 second. See if we can find the longer drone footage here. Drive to the party. Okay, here we go. KR party, KR. Okay, yep, this is it. Okay. And so I'm assuming, let's see, we are looking, okay, so what we're looking at right here, just so we all kind of, the party would have been over this area, probably, what, like 400 yards from land, over this hill here. Because it's just dried up so much. But look how steep the embankment is. I mean, sadly, if she did just... And we'd seen, like, at the sanctuary itself, where the party was being held, I mean, there was that steep embankment just, like, right there, which would have rolled off this way. But, you know, if she parked her car maybe over this way a little bit, because... You know, I kind of did an estimation. If there was like up to 300 people, and let's say 3 people to a car, you would have up to 100 cars, give or take. You know, that's a lot of cars. That's if there was 300 people, and you could say like maybe 75 if there was like 200 people, something like that. Anyway, so she could have parked. More towards the east, because this would be kind of looking southwest, almost more west right here, and accidentally put it in drive, didn't and then just went down this embankment, and then it was just kind of almost too late, and then it would have been, of course, it's 12:30, it's pitch black. It's just still hard to imagine nobody's seen it. Yeah, just some kind of slip up. Yeah, if you were drinking heavily, and then unfortunately, with that embankment, it's definitely steep enough to catch you off by surprise. Especially it's 12:30 at night. It's pretty much pitch black. Because you're at a campground. There's no artificial lighting, so. So this is interesting because it's actually flying where the party would be, like literally to the right here. You would go up the embankment, and that's where Sanctuary is at. I think that's why he's flying this route, actually, which is interesting. All right, I'm gonna fast forward a little bit, and then we're gonna turn it around. Okay, so he turns around. I think he was looking at tracks too. Okay, so he just turned it around. So, my assumption is she would be probably a little bit further up. Yeah, she just got her license. Yeah. Oh, man. I mean, it was probably somewhere with 100 yards. We're looking like right dead middle, like right where this drone's flying over. Unfortunately, the reflection is so deep. Hey, ladies, thank you for covering this. My pleasure. Just unfortunately, it's kind of bittersweet news. Prayers for the family. Oh, thank you, Teresa. Thank you, Chris, for letting us know. Enjoy the rest of your Sunday. Thank you, Teresa. She was found right at Prosser Creek. Car was upside down, 14 feet deep and the Prosser Creek Reservoir, unfortunately. Just by herself. Now we don't know. It could be a sign of foul play. I think toxicology report, obviously an autopsy report, if they feel like they need to do that. So okay, so he's not flying over the water anymore. Look at this. Are we on the other side of the Prosser Creek and I just didn't realize it? Okay, so it skips forward. No. Oh yeah. Okay, so he flew and then turned around. Okay, that's right. Okay, that's what he did. So I would think somewhere, because the party was basically right here. And then all you've got is all this steep embankment, unfortunately. And if she was just, and I've been in the woods so many times, and it's amazing how dark it can get. Especially if people are leaving, and there's no campfire or anything, and no artificial lighting. It can get real dark, and you don't realize that there's a steep embankment, and it could be as simple as she was a little too intoxicated and fortunately hit the gas, and that's all it took, is just to go down that embankment at just a slight running start. And the upside down thing is typical. We'll show you guys here in a little bit. That's actually one of the common things, is a car flipping upside down, unfortunately. So yeah, be a huge shout out to Adventures with Purpose. So for those that are just tuning in, they said that they're going to go live, do a live stream tomorrow. They said they would sometime today, later today, they would post something, the official time when they're going to do it. So let's finish this, and then we'll show this, I think, very educational video. It's by Adventures with Purpose, and it just shows what to do in a scenario like this, because you never know. But yeah, my guess would be she was either here or all the way up to here somewhere. I find it a little harder to believe that they'd find her over here, but then again, you never know. Because there's not much of an embankment over here. So I could see her easily coming off one of these embankments, because like I said, you keep in mind it's pitch black, and you would have no idea. If you open the last one up, it says they will inform us on Facebook in a little while and do a live tomorrow. Okay, thanks, Sarah. Yeah, we don't know what she was given. That's, yeah, for sure. It's so tough. And that's just some of the little things you found at the party. So I think let me go down just a little bit more here, and then we'll go back up. I think there's maybe one other drone footage of the water, I believe. Okay, yeah, it's the campsite over water. We'll take a look at that, and then we'll watch that video I was telling you guys. Like I said, you guys haven't seen it. It's amazing. Okay, so this is their official Facebook. So, of course, for those who just tuned in, I'm going to go over it one more time. Car was found upside down in 14 inches of water. We have confirmed Kiely was inside. Family notified, law enforcement on their way. We will be at the scene for the rest of the day. We will have a live stream tomorrow, and we will make an announcement as to what time later this afternoon. And thank you, everyone, for the support and donations in getting us here to help Kiely and her family. Let's see. And got an itch. Here's a picture. That's about 6 hours ago. I'm not sure if that's at Prosser. Take a look at that real quick.
But I don't want to find her.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I don't. We'll play this one part.
I want to be down image and a live scope.
And a
law enforcement to show up. Yeah, they find the vehicle and then they let they need to have law enforcement there. That totally makes sense. All right. Let's see, where do I got that? So this is what we watched. Yeah, 14 feet. Yeah, would be hidden. Yeah, I'm sorry, I said 14 inches. I got like 2 hours of sleep. I was up all night kind of watching the chaos unfold between other things and
and what I'm guessing.
So as you can see, this we're not going to watch this whole thing because it's 14 minutes. We're going to watch a good portion of it, but it's very informative because it tells us how to get out of a situation like this. And there's a special tool that they actually sell, which could save your life, and anybody can use, and it's only $7. But as a young kid, I don't know if it was in driver's ed, but I remember I was taught that back in the day that if you drove into a body of water, you would let the car fill up, and then you could open the door. Or if you had to, you could break the window with your elbow or your heel of your foot, and you aim towards the middle of the window. And all that stuff is BS now. It's all been kind of like debunked, and it's going to be your grave if you wait for your car to fill up. So they've kind of give the best tips to survive something like this.
And what I put together is when they hit the water and they come out, they're semi-buoyant, but the wheels are rolling them and maintaining the control of what little buoyancy they have, and then they're dropping from the overwhelming weight, obviously.
I'm making this video in hopes.
And she could even done that if she was trying to, let's say she kind of realized if she was going down like the embankment, and then she kind of realized, oh shoot, I'm going to go into the water, and tried to turn and go to a super, if she's going at least 23 miles an hour, she probably would have already maybe even flipped it into the water. But one of the common things is it does tend to flip cars upside down. I wonder if the parents will allow an autopsy. I'm sure it just depends on if there looks like there's foul play or not. But I would assume they would do a toxicology report, and then maybe go from there.
That this can save at least one of my viewers' life. My name is Josh Cantu. I work as a videographer with Adventures with Purpose, and our job is to find people who are underwater in their vehicles. Now, as a husband and father, I am passionate about this video because most people think they know how to get out of a vehicle when it's in the water, but they are wrong. What we know is completely wrong.
Reaction time and speed are key for survival. A sinking car will not immediately submerge, which means there's a small window of opportunity to act.
So you may wonder, Why is it so difficult if you drive into the water to get out of your vehicle? It is almost impossible to break this window without a proper tool, and this video is going to teach you what you need to do, what tool you need to get.
An estimated 400 people die each year because their cars are trapped in water, and it turns out many of us are doing exactly the wrong thing in that moment. We roll up the windows and hope for an air bubble or call 911.
Yeah, this part's really disturbing because there's a lot of people that call 911 when they drive into these bodies of water because they have a little bit of time because the car's slowly filling up, because at first it kind of floats and then, you know, obviously then it starts filling up, and the more water, the quicker it starts to sink. But there's that little bit of time, and there's like a lot of phone calls that these people from 911 calls, and it's just terrible to hear. But like I said, this tool, I see a lot of you people talking about the tool. Yeah, for those that don't know about this tool, we'll show it here in just a minute. It's amazing.
What you're about to hear are actual 911 calls from people in sinking cars.
Help me!
I got fire department going.
I don't know what to do. The car is sinking. It's to my right. It's up to my right. It's going down fast. I can't get out.
I'm not making this video to sell you one of these. I'm making this video because I have seen things on this channel. I have seen things being a part of this team. It is very, very sad seeing somebody that tried to get out of their vehicle who was unsuccessful. It is very, very sad seeing all these accidents.
Oh, thank you so much, Angie, for the 99 super sticker. You're so awesome. Thank you so much. And this guy, I think he's the photographer. He's kind of the filmer, but he's such a nice guy. And he's always with Ventures with Purpose.
That possibly could have ended a lot differently if they had this knowledge. This isn't an infomercial. This is me saying I care about you, and I want you to be able to give yourself the tools and the chance to survive crashing into the water.
A new warning. Every year, an average of 300 people drown in their cars, and authorities are now offering a different piece of advice.
We tested underwater car a few years ago. Episode got a lot of great...
Oh, thank you so much, Elise Robinson, for the $10 super sticker. You are so sweet. Thank you so much.
Response.
And I love this guy. It's Adam from Mythbusters, who I grew up watching. So cool. Oh gosh, you guys are so cool. Ashley B, thank you for your coverage and help trying to find her. You're so welcome, Ashley B. And we're gonna have thank you so much, Christy Thompson, for your $1.99. You guys are so sweet. We're gonna have Aiden Kloon's mom on this coming week. I think Wednesday or Thursday we're planning. I still haven't made it official yet. She's just got to see. But she said there might be some sightings of Aiden. I don't want to say too much, but she may have some new info on Aiden Kloon. So I'm so excited to have her on the show, because I feel like, you know, Aiden Kloon's kind of fallen, you know, kind of behind with you know, all the Kiely and the Dylan rounds. So excited to have him, and you know, maybe we can get out there and run the drone once out there for him.
Specifically because I didn't realize this, that is a lot of people's greatest phobia, is being in a car when it goes underwater.
Don't try to open the door. Water pressure makes this extremely difficult to do. And even if you could open the door, this would allow for even more water to come in.
Oh my God, it's coming up under the windshield. Wow, I can feel the pressure. All right, I only have a couple more breaths here.
After we aired that episode, we got a lot of new information about the fact that most cars, when they go in the water, they don't go in and then just sink. They actually go in and do what's called turning turtle. They go
upside down.
Upside down. And that episode is the scariest thing that's ever happened to me on the show.
The plan works to perfection as the car pitches nose first and then settles roof side down.
I'm gonna try and open it with my might. No. Okay. Stay calm.
Upside down. Remember that Adam's not wearing a dive mask.
I'm going to skip this forward a
Here's
little
the
bit.
headline you must remember. You have to get out of the car before it sinks. That means you likely have under a minute to get out. Speed is the key to saving your life.
The old way of thinking was that the only way to survive was letting the car fill with water before opening the door. Not anymore.
So is anybody else with me you know, like I said, I'm 39, and when I was taught, it was let the car fill with water and you could open the door, but now that's BS. And then the other one, and they're going to explain here in just a second, is to kick or elbow the middle of the window. And you're going to see the one guy from Adventures with Purpose do that, even with the tool, and he couldn't bust it.
Unless you want that to be your final resting place. You get out while the car is on the surface.
The first 30 to 60 seconds is when you have to get out of that vehicle.
That's leading researcher Gordon Giesbrecht, who says it's too late to try to push a door open when the car's underwater. So this Florida dive team shows what can be done.
Okay, guys, ready to go.
Let's start the clock in real time. A second after hitting the water, seatbelts off, then windows down. Within 8 seconds, both front seat passengers are out. Water now rushing in the back seat. Passengers scramble. In some cars like this one, rear windows won't roll down all the way. The escape is out the front. Everyone is safe, all in
I'm not kidding you. I think there's a YouTube video that has over 1 million views that has half of that information in it. And it has 1 million views. And it was uploaded when YouTube, it's like 13 or 14 years old. It's like supposed to be an educational video of how to get out of a car. If we get time, maybe we'll look at it. But I couldn't believe it. Most of the information is that information we were taught back in the day. That is all the wrong stuff.
under 20 seconds.
Everybody's clear. It was very intimidating. The car went down quicker than I thought it would. I had a real inflow of water that I had to work against to get out, but it can be done.
Point is, everybody knew what they were supposed to do. Get your seatbelt off, open the window, period, and then get out.
It's simple, but crucial.
Quickly roll down your side window.
I think with the water, I think I'll have to look at this, but I think it will at the very least kind of preserve her body. We're looking at 2 weeks. Well, maybe we'll have to look at see what where body decomposition would be at. I'd hopefully they could get some tests.
Unbuckle yourself and climb out. If you were too slow to react, the water pressure could pin your doors and windows shut. That means you'll have to break a window. Don't try the car's front windshield, as it's built to resist impacts.
So go ahead and get yourself out through the windshield.
Oh my goodness! Turn that down just a little bit. So, the message here is don't try to use your front windshield. That's the most heavily fortified. The passenger or driver window is your best window.
And what if you were upside down in the water right now?
It's devastating seeing how hard this is. Because, like we all know,
I'm not crawling through this window.
matter. Seconds matter in these situations. I mean, you can clearly see. I mean, if you have to do this, obviously, survival by all means. But this is gonna get you into trouble. Go for the tempered glass.
When you're ready to attempt an escape, look for anything you can use as a hammer. If it's heavy and hard, chances are it could work. Next, aim for the upper right corner of the window. This is most often a window's weakest point.
A few months back, Jared, Doug, and I made a video at a junkyard demonstrating how to break a window. I brought my own knife thinking I already had the tool that would work to break one of these windows. And what I learned that day was absolutely shocking.
Okay, so I'm going to close this. Now I'm going to give you a
this
little
is the
bit of advice as well.
most interesting part of the video is what because I thought this would work, just having some
Properly
kind of
break a window, it is
heavy
best
object.
to actually pick a corner. Will actually break easier rather than the middle. But it's your tool that doesn't seem to work yet.
If I didn't know the information, I would go for the middle. So
go for the middle. I mean, that's why we're doing this, is so we can educate people on what works best. So
I was gonna say, so if I didn't have this, my first response would be an elbow, which sounds like a terrible idea.
Oh, I want to see you do the elbow.
I've seen you guys try to break windows.
You want to come over here and get your side?
Yeah, that too.
Come on, Josh, with your elbow. Oh, Josh. All right, so you got your fancy little tool, 30 bucks. Oh, that's not working either, Josh. Try a corner.
That actually really surprised me.
It's a sweet looking little tool.
Yeah.
I was really confident in it, just looking at it.
I'm also curious if this does the trick, because I pounded pretty hard on that window with that blunt force right there.
Oh,
so
I watched you.
If this pops it.
So you just put it against the window. Whoa, Josh!
That's so crazy.
Dang, man.
What do you think about that, Josh?
So, okay, besides the glass getting on my lap.
Yeah, well,
I can definitely get my family to safety.
The day after that video, I purchased the window breaker that we were demonstrating from Adventures with Purpose, and I put it on my wife's keychain. This is my wife's keys.
$7 on their website, and then I'm sure you got to pay probably shipping, you know. But for $7, you can't put a price on your life. And then this little thing right here is the seatbelt cutter. He'll show that, and then yeah, we'll take a double look at any news, and we'll kind of go over the footage one more time.
And this is probably, and hopefully she never uses it, but this is going to give me the peace of mind that if she is ever
go
without
live
me,
tomorrow
with our baby, this is going to give me the peace of mind that if she's ever without me, with our baby in the back, and an accident occurs, I 100% know that she can pop a window and get out. The point of this video is just to say that this tool already exists. We have already figured out the need for this tool, and I'm just trying to pass this information along that for under $10 putting on your keychain, this can give you the peace of mind that you have what you need to react.
And if you can't get the window down, you'll need a backup.
Or window punching tool like the
upside down, which he's got, to cut his seatbelt. My safety diver was actually pinned.
So just wanted to show this, and then we'll go back to Kiely Rodni.
Well, let's let him try with his first. So his seatbelt cutter. So let's ask, how much did you pay for your tool?
This was like 30 bucks.
30 bucks, okay.
Yeah.
All right, so he's fighting that. Let's give him this one. Let's see how easy this one is compared to the one that he was just using.
Alrighty.
No.
Oh!
And even though most of you watching this will never need...
So that'll save your life, $7, and I'll put it in the description like I did my last video, because you can buy other ones too. No, there's identical tools just like it that are like $10. Obviously, there's going to be other people that are going to kind of copy the same, you know, thing. But yeah, so there's ones on Amazon you can get, of course. But AWP has it on their website if you want one. But I think that's very fascinating, and it's good to know, especially the misconceptions about what some of us were taught when we were younger. But so let's get back on. Let me pull up one more so I can stay there. So this, let's see, oops, where to go? So this is the Facebook of Adventures with Purpose. As you can see, 1.3 million followers. This is their real Facebook page, and they posted just an hour ago. We just found Kiely Rodni. Car is upside down in 14 feet of water. We have confirmed Kiely is inside. Family notified, law enforcement on their way. So, because obviously, even though they found her, they can't really pull her out until law enforcement's there, because that would be if there was some kind of foul play, that'd be defense attorneys or a prosecutor's worst nightmare, I guess. But unfortunately, it's bittersweet though. Prayers for the family. So and then they continue to say we will be on the scene the rest of the day. We will have a live stream tomorrow, and I'll put that in the description when I find out as well. In this, when we're done with the live, I'll put it in if we find out. And they said they'll make the announcement later this afternoon. So. See, Prosser Sheriff has done any updates, which doesn't look like yet. Still nothing. Let's see if on their Facebook page, maybe. No, they had an update today, which was 6 hours ago, but I think it was just their usual letting everybody know how many personnel and how many hours they've put in and all the tips they've received, but they still haven't officially said anything. Obviously, they're out there. I'm sure it's going to take a while before they even put something out. TMZ reporting it. Let's see. YouTube dive team says they found Kiely Rodni. Breaking news. A famous search and rescue dive team that inserted itself into the hunt for missing teenager Kiely Rodni claims they found her, but it doesn't sound like she's alive. The YouTubers known as Adventures with Purpose, which have millions of subscribers and followers across their social media channels, made the claim Sunday, writing on their official Facebook page, "We just found Kiely Rodni." And then, of course, that's they go on to say that she is confirmed to be inside the vehicle that was upside down in about 14 feet of water, adding that the family has been notified and law enforcement is on their way. As for exactly where they discovered her, reports suggest it might be in Prosser Lake. This is where Kiely first went missing weeks ago at the beginning of the month, and the search efforts thus far have focused on this area. Adventures with Purpose literally just volunteered their service a day or two ago. Yeah, it only took them 2 days, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, 3 days, however you want to say it, bound to help locate her. And it appears they did just that. Kiely went missing on August 6th near Truckee, California, where she and a bunch of other youths were partying in Lake Tahoe region. She went missing late in the night, apparently without a trace, and hasn't surfaced since. A massive undertaking has been underway to find her. No other details have come to light yet as to how Kiely may have ended up in a car and submerged in the lake, and if foul play is expected. So they're not sure if foul play is expected. They're just saying that. So, is there any...
I got you. Your audio is great.
Okay. Well, thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for being here. This is a formal announcement that we will be coming to work the Kiely Rodni case.
Oh, okay. So that's just them last week talking about them coming to search for her. Truth Sets Free. Love Adventures with Purpose. They find missing people in bodies of water. They are outstanding and have found loved ones for many families. Sad but glad they found her. Well said. Yeah. It's so yeah, it is bittersweet. A dog defender says they didn't start searching until yesterday and then resumed in the morning. In under 1.5 water searches, 14 feet of water upside down. Yeah, it's amazing what they did, what they can do. That's amazing. So let's see. So this is this will be interesting. So this is the drone footage from the campsite over to the water. So keep in mind, right here we're looking southeast a little bit, southwest, mainly south, but slightly southwest. But just past these 3 trees, just right here is that steep embankment. Now to the left is where the water really is. Like straight ahead is where it's more dried up. But it could be as simple as her car parked up close to this embankment. Maybe she thought it wasn't like an embankment there, and she just hit the gas thinking she could probably just go around, you know, kind of just turn around. Didn't realize there was an embankment, and then just went right down it. And then unfortunately it was too late. Maybe there's no tracks because she could have went down the embankment and tried to turn and like just flipped into the water. Maybe that's why there's no tracks. We will do an update on Dylan Rounds when the time is right, Lisa Peck. But not today. But we will definitely. I might be going out there for sure. We're gonna have Aiden Clune on. Aiden Clune's mother on soon. But this could be a case of this is a terrible accident. Maybe it could be worse. Someone could have slipped her, you know, some heavy cocktails or something. Who knows? Gosh, yeah. I mean, yeah, you got to remember, it's so... unless you're out in these kind of areas, yeah, it's just pitch black. I mean, there's just no... when you're out in the forest, there's just no light. Unless you got, like, the moon out. But, yeah, it's dark. It's very dark. Yeah, Daisy, rest in peace, yes. So here... oops. Okay, so, like, if we were just to tilt the camera down, would be right where the party was kind of at. And then so obviously I don't think she'd been driving in and going in on this part right here. Skip this forward just a little bit. You do see tracks. A lot of them look like ATV tracks. But I mean, you do see some tracks though. Looks like a lot of donuts. Yeah, sure. Yeah, combination texting. Easily. I think she was probably texting and driving, hence last message. Peeing within seconds of each other. Maybe people said she was in no condition to drive. Yeah. So you can see it's not very deep right here. When you can actually see the bottom. I would say this is more than maybe 6 to 10 feet deep right here. And then about right here is where it starts to almost where you can't see. I can still see the bottom about right here, but then I don't know if it's just a reflection or I think it's tough to think that this, I mean, she could have been in this spot. I think she was more likely, and I mean, you can see all the tracks here. It's more likely she was probably over on this side somewhere. Especially one of these embankments here. Yeah, that's a great. Yeah, always have a wingman, of course. Yes. So there, he's kind of flying back to the party. So it's tough to say. But there are many areas where there are some steep embankments that she could have just not realized. You know, and she could have easily thought she was going one direction but was heading the other. I'll have to see if we can find that. I'm not sure if he said exactly. He said around the sanctuary, I believe. I'm not sure if he said specifically, but we'll definitely we'll see. Yeah, I thought the tracks looked like they were parallel. The ones that I saw pointed out, I thought they were parallel. Well, we'll take a look. Let's see here. Okay, I think that's it for as far as being over the water. Let's see. Trying to think here. A lot of messages. Holy cow. I'm just glad some of this other stuff's over with. That's all I'm going to say. I'm trying to find that where they had pointed out the... I thought it was in here. It might have been on Twitter. Okay, let's see. Let me check. Actually, I want to use that one. Let's see. Kiely. Photos. See if I can find that little picture. Let's see. What's this show? My video, camera license plate reader. Okay, no, we don't need that. Okay, happening now. California Highway Patrol H-24 helicopter en route to Prosser to assist with search. This is after found post. Interesting. Looking for that picture with the tracks next to it. I know it's got to be in here. Usually I take most of the pictures, but I don't have it with me right now. I apologize. Let's see if it's under Kiely Rodni real quick. Okay, nothing there. Present confirmed. The location a few hundred yards from Ventures with purpose have confirmed they located the location few hundred yards from the location of the party. The GE is only approximate both the party and where she'd been found on her way. So what they're saying is on this side here. I don't know. Okay, well I can tell you the party was over here. So whoever put this up is wrong because the party was over here. So I'm not going to go with this post here. Okay, this might have the... No. Just looking for that track that somebody was talking about. I know it's in one of these here. Entries of purpose. No. Oh. Yeah, so this should... Oh, this shows where they've been at, so... Okay. See, I thought they were going... This is interesting, because this is what I thought they were doing, too. I thought they did Donner Lake, they did the areas of Coal Creek, then they did Boca, and then they were going to hit the Stampede, but... they're saying they're at Prosser Family, so... I can't find it. But, I mean, it was just one little picture. What looked to be like a track that was going near the water. And I can't find it now. Gosh, there's so much stuff in there. Anyways, I'm probably making you guys dizzy. I'm sorry. Let's take a look at drive from party site. KR. Take one more look at this here. I mean, you see tracks all over the place, but I would think easily one of these embankments here could have done it. Yeah, Chris Davis. I'm only grateful this won't be a cold case. Exactly. Yeah, 2 weeks is long enough. I don't think so, because if that's the real photo, the direction they're looking, I mean, that's a good question. Let's see, is it this one? This one, it's in the other one. Okay, it's in the other one. So that's a really great question. Today, that one. Oh, here it is. Okay. That's a great question. I'm still trying to figure out which direction they're looking. But honestly, if you're looking at where the party was at, so the party was here, so it's not like they were like right by the water. So I mean, maybe if they were over here standing somewhere, but this part is not as steep. But I think for some reason, I think maybe she was going back to the paved road, because you know the paved road's kind of like, okay, that's your, you know, that's going to take you out of the campground. Maybe she got on the paved road and took the wrong turn and ended up going deeper back into the campground, and could have easily taken one of these. I mean, because this is where the steep embankments are really at, where you could just go right into the water. driving off this side here. Especially over here. And like someone said, God, I mean, she could have even, driven right into the off ramp. But I don't think she would have been off the boat ramp, just because I think obviously that's where they're unloading the boats. But I don't really know. Yeah, so I think the boat ramp is here. Obviously now, since we've had such a nasty drought everywhere here in America, it seems like, or at least in the West, a lot of things are drying up. And usually the water, the shoreline, it looks like the shoreline would come up to about here. It's weird to see a boat ramp that's actually, the cement's ran out, and then it's just a dirt sandbar. You know, usually you would just go, and the water would be up to here. But yeah, looking at that red, because I think they said it was 100 yards from land is what they said. So just double checking that. So that's about 100 yards from land. But I think she probably went off somewhere over here, maybe. But I guess we'll find more details here soon. Let me check the chat here. Let me see if there's anything else that we know that we can look at. It's just so strange that nobody saw anything, but at the same time, it's pitch black. I mean, if you look at this, I mean, if you turned off these headlights, I'm assuming this picture came from a car. Like, somebody was leaving, because, I mean, it looks like, I mean, just from all the debris on the ground, it looks like this party's been going on. And, like, okay, hey, we're leaving, and so, but yeah, if, I mean, you killed these headlights, and they didn't have, like, a campfire, I mean, it gets pitch black out there, especially if the moon isn't out. It's amazing. I mean, it is dark. So, yeah, we'll take look to see if there's any other updates. Close that. Okay, here's from... Okay, somebody said this in the chat earlier. I'm sorry I didn't pull this up sooner. Okay, body... Car found at Prosser Lake near where 16-year-old Kiely went missing. It is not being confirmed by law enforcement that it's Rodni's body. But, I mean, it's a body in the car. I'm pretty sure it's probably Kiely. A body and car have been found in Truckee Lake where authorities and dive team have been searching for 16-year-old missing teen Kiely Rodni for the past 2 weeks. It has been confirmed by... it has not been confirmed by law enforcement that it is Rodni. The specialty search rescue dive team called Ventures with Purpose started searching for them on Friday. They have confirmed to KCRA that a matching vehicle with human remains were found at Prosser Lake. Oh yeah, we got to look to see... Jessica Turner, thank you so much for the $5. Says AWP said that a car can float up to 10 minutes before it settles to the bottom. Yeah, I don't know when you got in here, but yeah, we just watched one of their kind of educational videos about what to do if you end up in the water. Thank you so much for the $5. That helps support the channel. You're so awesome. Thank you so much. Yeah, they have... Chris Davis says, car can't float without an air pocket when upside down. If you hit water fast, you will flip. Yep. That's another thing. We just, like I said, Ventures with Purpose, they have that as well. Just checking the chat here. Let me finish reading this, and then we'll see if there's any other Rodney was last seen on the 6th. Let's see if there's anything new. And that's added. Okay, so that's it on that. Okay, Fox 40. Okay. So here's Fox 40. I think this is a local channel. After being missing for more than 2 weeks, 16-year-old Kiely Rodni was found dead Sunday in Prosser Lake by an independent group of searchers, AWP. According to Adventures with Purpose Facebook page, which was later shared with Find Kiely Facebook page, Rodney's car was found upside down, 14 feet of water with her body inside. Law enforcement, including Placer County Sheriff's Office, which led the investigation, has made no public statement. Rodney was last seen on the 6th in Prosser Family Campground in Truckee around 12:30 a.m. She was reportedly at a party with more than 100 minors and young adults were in attendance. And everything else. In a press conference on August 9th, authorities said Rodney's phone last pinged at 33 minutes after midnight. They also added she was seen at the store Friday, August 5th at 6 p.m. Nothing else on that one. There we go. Daily Mail, 7 minutes ago. Let's see what they got. Oh, this might be... Let's see. This might be a picture of the boat. I don't know. Let's see. Dive team claims... Okay, we've just read all this. Okay, they've got this wrong. I don't know. Okay, this is weird. Okay, Daily Mail says Kiely Rodni, 16, has been found in a car in Donner Lake. That's not true. That can't be true because they went to Donner Lake first. So they. Okay, so someone needs to be fired. Harriet Alexander. Anyway, I'm just seeing if there's any new news. They keep saying Donner Lake. That's wrong. Because they went to Donner Lake. That's the first lake they went to. And they even said in an interview earlier today that they had cleared Donner Lake. Yeah, they completely butchered that. Okay. Okay, yeah, we're just gonna pass that. Hey, Emo Jim! Man, just got on. Sad news. Thank you, Chris, for doing a great job covering this case. Thank you so much for the $20, Emo Jim. And if you just got on, I am going to have, hopefully, Aiden Clune's mom on this week. We're aiming for Wednesday or Thursday. We may have some new information that no one's heard. So I'll let everybody know as soon as I find out what time works best for her. Okay, that Daily News Mail thing was way off. So Savannah says no updates on APW. Okay, thank you, Savannah, for... Yeah, it doesn't look like it. So it wouldn't hurt to check to see. Obviously, yeah, they're going to have to pull. Oh, yeah, I know what I wanted to look up. So happens to body after 2 weeks in the water. She was in the car though. It says I can dismember. I hate to look this up. I'm just kind of curious. I would hope that her body would be somewhat together. It's tough to say for 2 weeks. Kind of depends on what's in the water, I guess. Really. Anyway. So, oh yeah, I didn't even want to show that. Just looking at, yeah, Prosser Lake. Oh, picture from the scene. Okay, here we go. So, a picture from the scene. This is so heartbreaking. So, let's figure out where this is at. So, right at the boat ramp. No kidding. Right at the boat ramp. That doesn't look like the boat ramp right there, though. We may not know if this is true or not. So, and see where they've unloaded. They've got their, their trailer where they've let off the boat. Looks like 1 or 2 boats docked right now. Yeah, that's what I've been trying to figure out, SD. My question is where the cars parked for the party there. I don't know if you caught my live the other night. My last live, I was just kind of doing what it kind of looked like if up to 3 people were there, and say 3 people to a car, that would be up to 100 cars. Yeah, like that's a lot of cars. And let's say if there's 200 people, still that's like 60 to 75 cars. It's a lot of cars. Could be. Now keep in mind, Dark Wolf, and there's no pun intended, but it could have been very dark. And it depends on if, especially, okay, so let me just kind of show you guys if they're saying if this is true. So the party, we know, was here because, well, obviously I did all this hard homework and figured it out on my own. But thanks to Steve, who went out there, who's been searching, the SF guy, SF Investigates, and shout out to him, who's gotten the drone footage and everything. He went out there with his phone, and for Grizzly True Crime, he had his GPS out, and he took like a screenshot of where he was at, and he was literally like right here, right where I got my little people standing. So the party was here. Now the one circle is here, but let's look at that picture again. First I need to take a screenshot. Let's figure out where this is at here. Let's save this. Okay, so we got the mountains here. This is pretty flat here. I can see a tree here. So I'm thinking, let's see, hold on, I'm thinking, Actually, to be honest with you, I'm thinking... Look at the picture. So, big forest in the background. Can you see the boat? I mean, it could be the boat launch area. I don't see... Doesn't look like the boat launch area. And then you got the hills up here. That has got to be, in my opinion, looking... Oops. Zoom in a little bit more. At... Now, of course, the trees aren't full because they're not really there. Something like that, maybe? I don't know. I'd have to do a little deeper dive. Yeah, the boat ramp is... Yeah, because the boat ramp just kind of... Because this is the boat ramp right here. Usually with boat ramps, it would be a paved concrete something, and the water would be like right here, and then you would just back your boat in. And then of course, you know, without the big droughts, they've actually ran out of cement. But usually, you know, the ramp, you know, the water would be up to here, like another 4 to 5 feet high. So I'll have to do a little more research on that, but actually no. You know what? Actually, the picture looks... Look at it one more time. Because the tree line is pretty darn close. And you got a tree line pretty close there. So you got trees here, so it couldn't be here. So I'm thinking they're standing here. Which way are they looking? I think it might be this one here. Oops. Sorry. Just trying to figure out which way they're looking here. That's the only one where the tree line kind of comes in. So it looks like somewhere looking this direction. I'll have to look at it a little bit more. Interesting. Plus, this is taken a year ago, so who knows, the tree line could have been a little bit more fuller. But no tree line up here, no tree line up here. It's got to be, matter of fact... I think what we're looking at, I think I just figured it out, would be that, I think. Obviously the trees aren't going to stick up. I think this is it. Yep. And then you got the hill right here. So this is where that picture was taken. So they are facing, oh, let me look at this again. So they are facing south. So they, and the boat ramp is right here. So the boat ramp is right here. You got guys taking pictures right here, or whoever, and they offloaded. Looks like they offloaded over here. So assuming they found the vehicle somewhere in this area here. What do you guys think? Where the trash is at is where the party is at. Yeah. Yeah, that's the truth. They found her a few hundred feet away from the campground at Prosser Lake. Yep. Yep. It is a shame. At least the family's got closure. This is apparently the only photo that we know of right now from this actual scene. And you can tell that's Adventure's Purpose trailer there. I know it's not the best I'm sorry, you guys probably can't see it, but you could. This is their trailer here. You can see a boat here and a boat docked here, and they don't have very big boats. They're like little canoe boats. So they must have found it somewhere 100 yards from land, which kind of puts it right in the middle. So let me get overview. It's really touchy. Gosh, it don't look that big. I know it's a little off, but it's all about somewhere here, and there was a circle here, so somewhere here, which, and the party was over here. Now, it would be weird if it was over here. That would be really weird. I mean, we still don't know for sure. There is a steep embankment right here, though. This would make the most sense right here. Somewhere coming down the steep embankment. Could have been fooling around and drove right into it. But as far as embankments go, this is the steepest here. It's tough to say. Oh, I'll put a link to it on Moonshadow. At the end of the live, I will put a link to it. Yeah, they're like $7. You can find them also on Amazon. They're like $10 if you got Amazon Prime. Then it's just $10. So, oh, yeah. I'm sorry, Chris. Oh gosh, you can't. Yeah, I'm sorry, Chris. I rushed the live and I forgot to put closed captions on. I'm so sorry. Let me read a few comments, and then if there's anything else, I think we'll wrap it up, and then I'll put an update on my community post of when they're going to go live tomorrow. I'm sure it's going to take a while. We'll take one last peek at Twitter here. That's all wrong. Oh, I need to go latest. That's why. Oh, okay. Oh, here's Steve. Oh, here we go. So here's some new pics here. Okay. Yep, they're right where. Yep. Okay. There's the police. Oh, they got a buoy out right there. Okay, so that buoy's obviously to mark where it's at. Okay, so that's where the car's at. Okay, so all right, so we got tree line. I think I know exactly where it's at. Okay, let me look at that one more time. Okay, so it's from the yellow boat. It was right here. Say that one more. Let me say that one more time. Yeah, they wouldn't put that buoy there. That's a buoy to show where the car is at. Okay, so let's do 180. Try to figure this out real quick. Okay, so they got the buoy there. So we got that photo, and the other photo go. There it is. Okay. There. I'm gonna paint. I'm just gonna match this up real quick. And 1 second. Bear with me, guys. All right, there you are. See what I'm doing here. Okay. So what's interesting is, I think what's going on is this picture. Boom. Okay. So, I'm just gonna shrink that. Okay. There we go. Now we can zoom in. Okay, so I think what's going on is you've got the yellow boat here, which I think is here. I think it's one of these guys taking a picture of this, now looking back the other way. And so it's exactly where we were at. And so the buoy would have been, actually, you might even be able to see. Actually, I think I can see it. Oh, it's barely right there. You can actually kind of make something out. So that's where the buoy's at. And I bet you if we did 100 yards, that would line right up. So, 1 second here, guys. This is weird. I'm gonna be honest, this is weird. I don't know how she got over here. Okay, so let's take a look at that. Yep, because that's where it's at. And if we were to look back the other way, you would have some trees on the tree line. Or some. It still doesn't quite match up. Unless it's just taken from right here. It could have been taken from right there. That's right there at the mouth. Yeah. You got the woods. There's only 1 or 2 trees. There's not a lot. And then the other side would have been heavily wooded. And that one doesn't have much of a beach. That one does. 1 or 2 trees. That's the heavily wooded area. So it could have been somewhere in this area here. I thought it was right looking this way, but there's no trees right here. I don't know, but then again, we're working with satellite imagery that's a year old. I mean, it could be just straight. Actually, that wouldn't kind of make sense because they're at the. I mean, this is the main boat launch ramp, so I guess I could see it. I'm just taking the picture from here. Either way, I think it's just kind of weird though that so. If that's true. She would have drove somewhere up this way. Unless she came off and then the car kind of floated a bit and ended up on that side. That is still so weird. It's definitely off the... It's the heavily aligned area. Let me look at it this way one time. Just trying to figure out... No, because you would see the dam and everything. No. Actually, that might be it right there. Yeah, that's it. Okay, that's it. So a little bit further over. That makes the most sense. So a little bit of beach. This side has like a few trees, but then absolutely no dirt. Yeah, that definitely, like, especially looking this way. Yeah, that lines up perfect. Like, perfect. Except the trees just aren't standing up. So, I think you got somebody standing here. And then, unfortunately, you got the tree line here. And they're somewhere about here. There's a few trees here. Yeah, I think that's it. Somewhere about right there. And with the buoy there. Yeah, kind of. It took me a minute. But yeah, that makes sense. That completely lines up, like that photo where you can line up and look at the... that's definitely looking this direction here. So, look in that direction, and you would just kind of back up. So, these guys are probably somewhere right here. And it looks like it's a cove right here. So, it might be... Oops. I think it's just this here. It could be this part right here even. That's weird. So, and then so she's actually somewhere, oops, let's save that. Somewhere around in this area here, basically. It's a little hard to tell. I'll have to do a little more homework on it, but that definitely lines up. So that I'm sure with. And you got the hills and stuff. Yeah. But I'll have to take a double look. But that's weird because you'd have to drive all the way over here. I'll have to double check all that. That's about the only place that lines up with that. There's no other place that lines up with that rocky... no other place that has this like rocky and then trees right above it. This thing right here. Yeah. And then you can see the mountains in the background. Little hill, sorry. And the big mountains in the background. Yeah, so let's see if there's any more pictures. I don't know. There might be some more pictures he's uploaded. There's that one. And yeah, you can see the buoy in there. Yeah, so there's a little cove right here. So that's where the car is for sure. We rushed to the site, and the incredible team showed me proof she had been located with her vehicle. I know there will be so many questions, but right now I cannot say much. far from shore. Sorry guys, I haven't been reading the chat. I've just been trying to double check. So the only other thing is sometimes the picture looks like it was taken like right here, but I'm pretty sure it's here. Either way, it's somewhere on this side, which is really weird because I just don't know how she, I mean, it looks like I don't know, unless she just kind of went joyriding and came out this way. That is so weird. Unless the car floated. I mean, the car could have, I mean, she could have came off, I guess, this way and it went, I mean, I don't know how cars, how much they float when they're in the water. Travel. I mean, they could have traveled. So, I guess we'll find out more. Let me just see what the chat real quick. I don't want to go too much longer. Anything else? Did Placers put anything out yet? Nothing. Okay. Yeah, she was too young to be taken. Chris, can you make a guess on the route from the party she drove? So the route I had her going, which is weird. I mean, there still could be some kind of foul play, maybe. That's the satellite one. Oh, I know where it's at. This is the route I had her going. Out here. Now, keep in mind this is all dried up, so you could actually take this road here. But for whatever reason, you would end up. She's clearly somewhere around in this area. Could have maybe went off here and traveled underwater this far, or more likely, I just don't understand why would she. Maybe she's going to another party. I mean, there were parties at Boca and stuff. I don't know. I think it's too early to really speculate. But that's supposed to be her route home. I mean, from the party, just straight north and west and out. Doesn't make sense. It would kind of make sense if she was like here, but it really doesn't make sense for her to be over here at all. Party here. Your main way out is to get on the. I mean, she could have traveled this way. You got the main paved road here. There is a dirt road that does take you out somewhere eventually. There's a lot of little back roads which are weird. But the main road is here. And I don't know, for whatever reason, maybe she could have went back on this road, thought she was heading the other direction, and could have just literally drove off and then traveled over here, but I'm no expert on that. So yeah, Tracy, her car could have floated before completely sinking, for sure. Yeah. I don't have a Patreon yet, Vicky. I might get one eventually. But yeah, just membership right now. But I do put out a lot of content for my members. I always try to at least get 1 or 2 videos out a week for my members. And I actually just did a day in a life this yesterday. It was pretty cool. So so I think we'll end it there, guys. Swift initiation. This may be a potential dump site, or she fell asleep at the wheel after getting lost. A couple of things. Like I said, if anybody that's gone camping knows that the woods, once you get away from the city, it's dark. And campgrounds, even campgrounds, unless some of these places, like the main site might have a light or two, but for the most part, these sites are, unless you got a fire or a car, they're dark. And then, like I said, the only real light you have is the moonlight. And it could be real easy for her to not know which way she was facing. It's pitch black almost. And if she was kind of one of the last, I've got to assume that she was kind of one of the last ones to leave. That's why no one saw this. But that's just a theory. We don't know. But yeah, that's the biggest thing. Is unless you've been camping, you'll know it's dark. Unfortunately, super dark. Thanks, Karen Lee. So anyway, guys, I think I'm going to end it there. I thank you guys so much for tuning in. It's a bittersweet. The family gets answers, but same time, a poor girl has lost her life. Hopefully, they get all the answers, and this can be put to rest. I'm just glad it's over because, man, it was getting really bad. I only got 2 hours of sleep because of some drama that was going on, and I'm not going to talk about it, but it was stressing me the F out. I'm going to tell you that right now. Stressing the shit out of me. Because I felt like there's going to be eventually sides taken. Like, it was so bad. So thanks, buddy, man. I appreciate your work. You do amazing work. Swift initiation. If you love the Delphi murders, he does some great work. Honored to have you in here, buddy. Whenever I go back over to Delphi, I would love to maybe do a collab or something with you. So honored to have you in here. Thank you to all my members. You guys are so amazing. And thank you to all my mods. I really appreciate you guys. Looks like it's just Karen Lee. Thank you so much. And most of all, prayers to the family. So with that said, we will see you guys tomorrow. I love you guys. Be safe. Look after each other. I love you guys.